Hi everyone, this is Julie Allball live at the Wedding MBA, and I'm here with Anja Winikka from The Knot.
Hey!
Now you've been giving several presentations, and what was the presentation that you did today?
So this morning at The Knot, we talked about how to build loyal ambassadors for your brand. So going beyond the traditional marketing means and figuring out ways to turn your clients into people who can go out there and tell your story for you. So it was all about, at the beginning, it's really like you need to make sure that they know who you are. And you have to make sure you're doing that properly on social media, on your website. And we had some really great tips. Then you have to make sure you know who they are, like really know who couples are. Because these days, they've got some interesting words that they're using to describe their weddings. They've got, they're using their phones like constantly to plan their weddings. And there are certain things about the language that they're speaking that we all need to better understand. So the whole thing was just like, as long as you understand who you are, they understand who you are. You understand who they are, then you've really got to know them on the personal level, and then you go out there and you use social media and you use reviews and you use real weddings to amplify that message and actually get them saying it on your behalf.
Yeah, I tell you, I'm going to be celebrating 30 years in the wedding biz next year.
Congratulations.
Yes.
Wow.
But the brides, they are so, it just keeps changing.
Yes.
The styles, the customization.
It's true. It's gone uber custom. It's everything, about my wedding is my brand, is who I am. And there's a lot of factors that are going into this. Couples are older on average than they even were 5 years ago. Mm-hmm. Couples are living together. They have, in a way, they've decorated together. They have a style together already. So when it comes to their wedding, this is just the pinnacle of what we've already created. And so they have a lot more opinions and they're a lot more invested in it. Also, they're more invested in it. They're more likely to be paying for their own weddings or contributing to them than they were 5 to 10 years ago. And so instead of dad cutting a check at the end of the night and mom having a lot of say as to what the color is going to be, it is not that way at all, right? I mean, and that's just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, there's so much that has changed.
Yeah, and then children being involved in more weddings than ever before.
Yeah, it's a trend. I think a trend to have a lot of kids, have flower children, or you can call them what you want. But I think it's a trend, and I think, part of that is this is a wedding, and it is about creating a family. It is about creating a new family, and having kids is indicative of that at the wedding and having them around. So instead of saying like, no, we want adults only, a lot of people are adding a lot of kids to their ceremony, and I think it's nice.
Well, I like to see when they customize the ceremonies to involve the kids.
I do too. Yeah. And in particular, if the couple actually already has kids, that's another whole route. But it's all good. The point is that everybody feels as though now they're able to truly take their wedding days and customize it to a T, make it really feel like them. Because at the end of the day, why are you doing this? Why are you having this celebration? Like, you live together, you're already together, you can go get health insurance or whatever it is. That's not the point. The point is to make a mark and to actually, create a party, create a moment in time where your family and friends see you together, creating this official union. And I think it's really special. And I think that's why couples are so uber obsessed with making it personal. They want it to feel that way.
Well, this was a first for me. I had a wedding with a bride who was so laid back, very laid back, but she liked Skyline chili. But I mean, if that's what she liked.
And she wanted it, right?
Yeah. So it was kind of funny.
That's cool.
But I mean, she really liked it. So I guess you customize it and have what you want.
You have exactly what you want. You can put two things together and make it beautiful. You just have to, sometimes you have to work a little harder than other times. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. That's neat.
But anyway, getting back to ambassadors, how would you say that you find those ambassadors, really? I mean,
when it comes to spotting those rock star clients, it really is about what you're putting out there. They'll come your way. That is how you find them, right? You can spot them yourself, but I think ultimately what you need is that initial hey, I'm interested in what you're up to. What you don't want to have to do at that point is to explain every single thing under the sun as to what you do. You want them to already know that about you, and that's where social comes in. That's where, making sure that your brand is out there in the right way comes in. Because instead of having to go out and seek them out, what you want is them coming to your door and saying, like, I know exactly what you're about. You're this, like, take one of the examples in our presentation. You're this attorney turned wedding planner who executes flawless events and loves modern style. Great. Like, this woman puts that out everywhere she goes, and couples come to her and they say, I know I want you because I want that. And that's the idea. And then you go from there, and you've got to know them and make sure you've got a personal relationship with them and do all that, because by the end, if you do it right, you really do have couples out there literally leaving you reviews with the same thing that you put out there in the first place. Like, that's what you want them literally saying verbatim the thing that you told them at the beginning. And then telling their friends and family, and then if you're publishing your wedding, if they're getting their weddings published and they're posting them on social, that sort of sends it into the next stratosphere of amplification, so to speak. And
yeah, well, I think that really a lot of times the bridesmaids, if you do well with the wedding that you're working on, a lot of times you're going to get a lot of referrals from the bridesmaids.
Absolutely. And I mean, it's one of the things, like, we think back in the day, like, you used to just say, hey friend, or hey mom, or hey church lady, who should I use for my wedding? Like, now all of those same friends and family still exist, but they're connecting not only in person, they're connecting on Facebook. Facebook is a family and friends social network. That's what it's used for. So as a wedding pro, it's up to us to come up with ways to insert ourselves into the conversation around the wedding as it's leading up, so that they know, oh, that's the person who's going to be doing their video. Okay, that's the person. And you do that by commenting, engaging with them on social, actually getting in, using their hashtag, posting photos, saying I'm so excited to be doing their wedding. That's what they're looking for. They're looking for that reinforcement, that connection. And the channels that they're using are important that we all understand how to use them, because otherwise we're not going to be able to connect. So.
Yeah, now I have to say that, the last couple of days, I came in early, and it was been kind of rough. Now, did you come in the day before? What was?
Yeah, I came in the day before. I came in the day after, actually, of the shooting. And so flew in the morning, and I think that there were a lot of us flying in at different times, and the first thing we all wanted to make sure was the case was that everybody from our teams, everybody that we here at Wedding MBA was safe, and then from there, there were just a lot of moments of silence and a lot of hugs, and just remembering what's important.
Right.
So that most importantly, and then now here we are, learning and together as a community, and I think that's important too. We're all here for that. But it's certainly changed the tone of the event itself. And instead of the planned parties that were to be had, Wedding Wire, the Knot, does the parties usually this evening. Instead, both companies have decided to throw one benefit party for all Wedding MBA attendees, and essentially it's like a first come first serve suggested donation of $10 at the door, and the Knot and Wedding Wire will match those donations. So in an effort to honestly just to unite all of us together and bring it all together. And our industry is so powerful. We feel things, like everybody in our pro community. We feel it. I think more than others. We're creatives. We're entrepreneurs. We're hard workers, and we can do anything together. So I'm excited that we're bringing everything together tonight, and it should be a good time.
Yeah, I think it's you were scheduled to be at the Mandalay, and so
yes.
I think it's great that you and
yes.
Wedding Wire have come together and made it a fundraiser.
Yes,
for the families.
Yes, I don't think either of us wanted to throw a big bash, right?
Right.
And so this seemed to make the most sense to bring it together and do just one benefit, and so we're using Love Unites as the hashtag this evening.
Okay.
So between the two, Wedding Wire and the Knot, we decided we're going to use Love Unites, and encourage everybody to use that hashtag as you go out throughout the night. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, I will definitely be coming out. So,
good.
Okay,
we'll see you there. We'll see you there.
Any closing thoughts?
No, I just thank you so much for having me. I think what you do is wonderful, and I think our community is stronger for it. So thank you, Julie.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for coming on Wedding Market Live. Now, we will be back with a memorial at noon. The florist here will be doing a memorial outside the convention center, so I will be sharing some thoughts with that. I think that's wonderful that they're doing that. So, but we'll be back soon. Bye-bye.